Looking for a small town charm that also happens to pour a really, really good glass of Pinot? Dundee, Oregon sits in the heart of the Willamette Valley and is the kind of place where time slows down in all the right ways. Think walkable streets, welcoming tasting rooms, and zero pressure to rush anywhere. Travel Dundee is offering spring discounts for CityCast listeners. Head to traveldundee.com/citycast to unlock exclusive lodging deals and unwind your way through wine country this season. This is CityCast Seattle. I'm Jane C. Hu, and here's what Seattle's talking about. The sun is out past 9 these days, and we want to make sure you are too with our June guide. That is, only if you want to be, I guess. But this month's guide is sponsored by the Seattle Art Museum. They've got a new exhibit called Beyond Mysticism, and they're rolling out mini golf at the Olympic Sculpture Garden this month. Joining me to talk about our June hopes, dreams, and plans are executive producer Ashley Smith. Welcome, Ashley.
Hello, hello.
And we've got creative producer Liam Billingham. Hi, Liam.
I'm tie-tie at 9 p.m., though. Can I just
I was going to say,
stay home?
I included that for you, Liam. I was like,
Thank you.
Liam's not going to want to be out at 9 p.m.
Sometimes I do it. I take a risk.
I think the nice thing about the sun being out so late is it tricks you into accidentally being out till 9 p.m. You're like, it's
True.
still early. I'll just have one more little...
Try convincing a 3-year-old and 8-year-old that it's bedtime when the sun is like still pretty bright at 8:45 in the evening.
Okay, so I literally got this new notepad of bingo card designs that my friend gave me. And so I started thinking about what I would put on my summer bingo card. Like, what makes the summer feel incomplete if you don't get to it? So I figured June is a good time to get a head start on that. I have some things on the bingo card already, but what is on y'all's summer bingo card?
I feel like it's always something water related. So definitely paddle boarding, taking a ferry. There's actually going to be like a paddle board rave or multiple paddle raves in South Lake Union this summer. So
paddleboarding always makes me nervous in that I'm going to fall in, and rave suggests a rowdiness that would make me nervous about it. But I love that idea for people who are more confident on a paddleboard than me.
that's fair. Yeah, get your life vest for sure.
Ferry's a good one.
Ferry always.
Taking a ferry's on my list. One of the things that I've always wanted to do, and maybe I'll get to it this summer, because the sun is out so late, I've known people to do what is called a 3-ferry bike ride, where you take the Mukilteo ferry to Whidbey. You ride to Whidbey. On the west side of Whidbey, you take the ferry to Port Townsend, and then you ride back from Port Townsend to Bainbridge and then take the ferry back to Seattle.
Whoa.
And the day is long enough that if you start early enough, like, you can get all those miles in, but you get to be on 3 ferries.
How many miles is that?
Like 120 maybe?
Okay. Wow.
Damn, Jane. That sounds really
I
cool.
haven't done it yet. I'm not.
Does sound fun. I love ferries. There's something so like free about being like, I'm on the ocean right now on a boat. And I can buy
I'm
a
on
hot
a
dog.
boat.
I can buy a
I'm
hot
on
dog.
a boat. Don't you ever forget.
Incredible.
This is a podcast of millennials, clearly.
For sure.
Well, what else is on your bingo card?
This is my first full summer in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh.
So I'm excited to check out the Olympic Peninsula. I actually, when everyone hears this, will have spent the weekend in Sequim, which is a little town over there. I'm going with some friends. Orcas Island, you know, that kind of thing. But also, I just kind of want to be here for the summer because...
Yeah, don't leave.
Yeah, that's not the
That's
list.
the move.
That's not on the list to leave. Just like, you know, go to the beach, Golden Gardens, hang out,
Yes.
eat ice cream.
So much.
Golden
Drink
Gardens
it.
Bonfire is on my list. I do feel like I know that they're making people leave at 10 p.m. now. And it's still like a little bit light outside. Like, I want
Yeah,
to be
you can't
totally
even
dark.
have a bonfire then. It's not even dark.
I mean, like, you can, but maybe I'll do a backyard bonfire when it's like truly, truly dark.
I think I could say this with confidence that I'm on a call with some s'more enjoyers, people who enjoy a s'more. Yeah, I feel like that's this group, in addition to being millennials, probably enjoyed a s'more
That's this group.
in their time.
Well, yeah, speaking of other treats, Liam, you mentioned ice cream. I do feel like I've mentioned this multiple times on this podcast. I'm in not one, but 2 ice cream clubs, and I feel like 'tis the season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get the ice cream on now. This is the time.
I would actually like to try every soft serve that Seattle has to offer this summer.
Ooh.
I just decided.
Sounds like a soft serve summer.
Hell
Sounds
yeah.
like that's what you're working
Hell
on.
yeah.
That sounds
Jane, how do you
incredible.
join? Did you start one of the clubs and then someone else did? Or how does one get into 2 ice cream clubs?
Clubs is a loose term. So a friend was just like, hey, do you want to go eat more ice cream, generally speaking, last summer? And I was like, hell yeah, I do. And then we just asked around of our friend group and got a few more people. And then I was telling one of my other friends that this friend had started an ice cream club. And she was like, oh my God, that's a great idea. I'm going to just do the same thing. Do you want to be in another ice cream club? And I
Is
was
it like a
yeah.
Romeo and Juliet situation though? Like do the 2 clubs hate each other and star-crossed
no.
ice cream clubs?
I
No?
think I'm the
Bummer.
only person in common across the 2 of them. And although when I do tell the other group about the fact that there's another group that I eat ice cream with, they're like, oh, I didn't realize we were not the only ones. But
Wow, you're not ice cream monogamous.
yeah, I'm poly when it comes to ice cream clubs.
Nice.
So, yes.
Nice.
Other foods, it is almost cherry season.
Ooh.
So I get a CSA every year for the summer through Collins Family Orchards. And June is always a banging time because you got the cherries, you get some of the peaches and plums starting to roll in. And I feel like summer really begins, in my mind, when you eat a peach over the sink.
100%.
Oh, yeah. That sounds delicious. A little tip for people who have children who like cherries. You can buy a cherry pitter that will do a whole bunch of them at the same time. You put it in and like close it and all of the pits fly through it. And then the kids can just eat the cherries, which I had to pull out this week because my daughter selected cherries at the store and it was $18 for the box of them. So I was like, we are eating all of these cherries in the next 2 days.
She is so loved.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I was like, I don't know about this. Oh.
Other things on my list. One is it's a little like, yo, dog, I heard you like bingo cards, so I put a bingo card on your bingo card. But the Seattle Public Library has a summer reading bingo card, and it's really cute. The illustrations on it are very sweet. It's like summer veggies that are all smiling and reading things. But I really like their categories. Like there's one for like a book about that includes time travel. Another one that is unplug, which I take to mean reading a physical book because it's like, don't use your device while you're reading.
Yeah, audiobooks do count as reading. I just do not consume them that way.
Yeah, I can't focus on them. It has to be 2 people debating movies or one of our podcasts for me to really engage.
Oh yeah, Liam, I would love to know your thoughts on this. One of the things that I want to do this summer is go to a drive-in movie. Believe it or not, we still have drive-in theaters around here. 1, Liam, did you know that? And 2, what are your thoughts on like consuming a movie in that way, like a drive-in theater?
One of the best experiences that I had during COVID was to drive to one of LA's drive-in theaters to see Christopher Nolan's Tenet. And I sat there and, it sounded like shit because you were using your car speakers. But like, just the experience of like seeing a movie with people in cars, like that was like a very big highlight because it was an activity to do. Listen, I think it's great. I think that's how people used to watch movies all the time. So I'm very pro that.
Ashley, where are our drive-ins?
So I think the most popular one is the Blue Fox Drive-In in Oak Harbor. There's also one in Bremerton and I guess one in Shelton. They're not in Seattle, but they're not too far outside of the city. I think I want to check out the Blue Fox. I believe you can camp there too.
Oh, see, that's fun.
Adds another layer to it.
Yeah, I feel like driving back after a movie, because like, especially in the summer here, you got to wait until it's dark enough.
So then, yeah, if you wait until it gets dark, and that's so like the movie doesn't start till like 9, and then it's a 2-hour movie, that's 11, and then if you need to drive home, that's pretty rough. So yeah, being able to camp would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go see Mandalorian Grogu. Ashley, get over there.
I do still need to go
Report
see
back.
Mandalorian and
So there you
Grogu.
go. That's the plan. Let us know how it is.
Done.
Looks fun.
Consider it done.
All right, the last thing that I've got on my bingo card is going to a Mariners game. Because I do feel like it's just a classic summer activity to get my little ferry boat of garlic fries and watch a baseball game.
Do you feel like... I completely agree. That's what I love to do in the summers, like go to a Mariners game. But do you feel like the vibe has changed since they were so good last season? Tickets used to be like $20. No one was ever there. It was, just a much more chill vibe. And now it seems like there's lines of people waiting to get in right when they open the doors.
I haven't been yet this season. I mean, I've never paid more than $12 for a Mariners ticket, full disclosure.
But now they're way, way more than that.
Oh.
So this is the beauty of minor league baseball, which is my favorite thing to do in the summer. Because I used to go to the Brooklyn Cyclones and they had Seinfeld night where they would get a cast member from Seinfeld and they'd have an Elaine dancing party and they'd pick a winner and no one cared who won the game. You were just there to drink 3 beers and eat a hot dog and then be like, cool, should we go get more beers? I don't know. It was just no stakes. The low stakes nature of minor league baseball makes it so much more summer to me.
Well, what are they called? The Dub C fish sticks. That's our version of minor league baseball.
I'm all over that.
They've got a lot of June games happening. So, including Fish Sticks opening night is June 6th. And I believe that's over in West Seattle. It's at the Mel Olson Stadium. I absolutely need to get out to a Fish Sticks
I was going to
game.
ask you. I'm also going to definitely buy a Fish Sticks t-shirt or hat. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
That's an incredible mascot. That's is there someone who dresses up as a fish stick?
Yes, Jane. There sure is.
We need a CityCast event at one of these games or something.
God.
That's incredible.
We really do.
Okay, well, I'm adding this to my bingo card for sure. Anything else before we move on to events?
So the Queen Anne Farmers Market opened Thursday last week. And I love going to a farmer's market. And they apparently have 75 vendors in addition to food. So I'm really excited to go to that. I love a farmer's market. I love being how much did I spend? But it feels good just the same.
Don't think about it.
But I supported local business and I got out of the house and it was a lovely time. Why not?
This is always a good time of year to buy fresh flowers. I'm always all about having fresh flowers in my house, but the selection during the winter is not as inspiring. But I feel like farmers markets are a great place to get a nice bouquet for $20.
Absolutely. And you gotta. I feel like that is when I go to the farmers market, especially the Ballard one, if I'm walking from my house and I make a day of it and I get flowers, I feel like I'm in, one of those rom-coms at the beginning of girl who's going to be okay.
I always feel like if I do that and then head up the library, I always feel like Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Especially if I run into a friend and I'm like, hello. I'm waving. Anyway. All right. Let's take a break. And when we come back, let's talk about the events in June that we're excited about. The Seattle Art Museum has a new exhibition called Beyond Mysticism, which tells the story of how artists in the Pacific Northwest created their own fresh, bold style of art in the 20th century. These artists were known as the Big Four: Mark Tobey, Kenneth Callahan, Guy Anderson, and Morris Graves. Inspired by the dramatic landscapes of the Northwest, the rapid changes in Seattle, and connections across the Pacific, these artists made work that was both local and global. In the exhibit, you'll see paintings, drawings, and sculptures by the Big Four, as well as by big names like Georgia O'Keeffe and Salvador Dali. Together, these works show how the Northwest helped shape modern art in surprising and exciting ways. You can learn more and get your tickets at visitsam.org/mysticism. If you're looking for a fun way to enjoy summer in Seattle, here's one that you might not have tried: getting out on the water with Argosy Cruises. Their new summer lineup is made for locals. The happy hour cruise is basically your favorite patio, but floating. You'll cruise Elliott Bay, take in skyline views, and your first drink is included. It's relaxed, social, and it's an easy way to shake off the workday. Or you could go for a sunset cruise. It's the same laid-back vibe, timed for golden hour, with the Olympics in the background and an unmatched view of the sunset. No crowds, no rush, just a really good Seattle summer evening. These cruises are already filling up, so book early and plan your outing on the water at argosy.cruises.com. That's ARGOSY cruises.com. June has so many events on the calendar. I feel like we're really coming out of our winter, spring shells. This is the time of year where everyone is out and about doing everything, probably doing too much. So I'm going to kick things off by saying, here's what I would be doing today, June 1st, if I could. There is a bald meetup at 6 p.m. at Gasworks. I regrettably am not bald. I just love this. I want to go so bad. Maybe I'll just go and awkwardly hang outside of the main crowd. But it kind of reminds me of, do you all remember maybe a couple years ago where a bunch of people named Josh got together and we're going to have the big Josh fight? I feel like this has the same
the big Josh
energy.
Fight. Yeah, you could get a bald cap and show up, though they might feel mocked by that.
Right. I just it feels disrespectful.
We can't be insensitive.
Well, I'm thinking the only time that it's socially acceptable to do that is at a Pitbull show.
Yes.
Because Pitbull has been I love it when people do this.
The artist and musician Pitbull?
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What other events are you guys excited about this month? I got a whole list.
Me too. There's free concerts at the Ballard Locks.
Oh.
So it's a bunch of different days and it runs through September, but the Locks are beautiful.
Oh, is that the brass band?
Yeah. But I think it's actually different. There's the Woodinville Community Band, there's the Ballard Brass Band, there's the Elliott Bay Pipe Band.
Oh.
There's a jazz one, I think, one night. I was looking at it when I was there pretty recently. It's cool. It's stuff you wouldn't hear otherwise, right? Or groups that you wouldn't hear otherwise. I think that's really fun.
The Tutti Flutti Flute Ensemble. Oh.
Dang. Tutti Flutti Flute. Okay.
It's incredible.
All right.
But the fact that it's free and it's at the Locks, I just think that's wonderful. So I definitely want to check out a couple of those.
Nothing more local than a local music ensemble. I like that, or a choir that feels very local to a place. I love that so much.
Totally.
I've stumbled upon it, but maybe I'll go make an actual point of going at some point this summer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited for June because there's two really cool film things going on. One you're going to hear about in our next segment with Cole Wilder at the Northwest Film Forum, but also Seattle, I think for the first time, is participating in Bleak Week Cinema of Despair.
Oh my God.
Now, you couldn't get further away from the summer, but I'll just read the description. The American Cinematheque is thrilled to present a week-long festival that spotlights some of the greatest films from around the world that explore the darkest sides of humanity, as well as some of the bleakest points in human history. So this is an international event now that is 100 theaters are involved with, where they show just very, very depressing movies.
And some people get summer depression.
Totally.
I know I have a lot of friends who are the sun actually bums me out. I do not like it.
Yeah, and this is a way to be in the dark and deal with some of your sadness about the world. And I love it. I love really, 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 really depressing movies. They make me feel better about the world.
Interesting.
And some of the movies showing are literally some of my favorite movies. So I'm very, very
I saw
excited.
Funny Games is on there. That's messed up.
Have you seen it?
No, I'm too scared to watch it, but
so good.
I read the description. I've heard from people. I just don't.
I have the DVD if you want to buy it.
No, thank you, Liam. No,
Okay,
thanks.
that's fine.
Have you all ever seen the meme of the goth house next to the Barbie house? I feel like Liam is the goth house and I'm the Barbie house because all of my events are be outside and be happy. So
all my life I've wanted to be a goth, so that works out. It's just not in the DNA. I'm too goofy, unfortunately.
I feel like the opposite of Bleak Week is my favorite event from a couple of years ago is coming back. Gays eating garlic bread in the park.
Incredible.
Saturday, June 6th. I regrettably was out of town for last year's. 2 years ago, it was the first year. Someone just literally put up a flyer and people showed up. The vibes were immaculate. We all ate garlic bread. Word on the street was that the grocery store down the street had sold out of garlic bread.
Oh, wow.
It's BYOGB, the GB being garlic bread. I am trying to recruit as many friends as possible to go. This year it's at Woodland Park, and I'm just super excited about it.
I should say Bleak Week begins at the same time so that there really is the Goth House and the Barbie House at the same time. And because I didn't say it, it's at the Beacon Cinema. So for folks that are looking where you can see that, it's at the Beacon in Columbia City.
Yes. We all contain multitudes. You could definitely do both.
You absolutely could.
Mm-hmm.
Love carbs and depressing movies. Sounds amazing.
If you wanted to eat some carbs and then be sad, another thing you could do... I am hosting a bike ride called the Taco Bell Century on Saturday, June 13th, where we are going to ride to 10 Taco Bells over about 100 miles. We did it last year. It was a blast. This year, I'm trying to do it a little bit later in the year because that gives us more daylight to enjoy. But if that sounds like your version of fun, would love to see folks out there.
Jane, I am constantly impressed by your commitment to like the most niche, weird events and like activities, because it's like the exact kind of stuff that either I want to do or I want to hear about.
I mean, I love a niche event. So this one, I had heard some people doing this down in Portland, like smaller groups of people. And I was like, well, why not Seattle?
Yeah.
And
why not Seattle? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How do you eat something at every Taco Bell?
I'm encouraging people to. I did last year and I'm going to again this year, but you got to plan it out carefully because you can't be like having a crunch wrap at every stop.
Yeah, you can't be quesadillaing at every
No,
locale. That would be
not.
living mas loco or whatever they say. That would be kooky.
We obviously have to talk about the Fremont Solstice Parade, the naked bike ride and all that stuff. I like that they have a dog parade as well. Which is just...
Are Snake and Cookie gonna participate?
Absolutely
I'm so
not.
sorry. Cookie is not well behaved enough to be
like,
in
no.
a parade, but...
I like that you apologize to Cookie's many fans.
I'm sorry.
We've made the unfortunate decision not to feature Cookie in the dog parade this June.
So, yeah.
Nice.
That'll be on Sunday. Saturday is when they do all the human stuff with the the art and the bikes and the nudity.
Stupid human stuff.
I mean, it is a big parade month between the Solstice Parade, which is iconic, and the Pride Parade, which is the following weekend on the 28th. And I mean, there's just obviously going to be a ton of Pride stuff. SeattlePride.org has a bunch of events listed, but I feel like a lot of my faves, I mean, we'll probably include them in our newsletter and shout them out as they are happening later this month. But a lot of my faves are honestly already sold out or just like smaller events held by like local bars and restaurants. But it is fun to like go to the big parade and see everybody out and about and celebrating.
Yeah.
I love a parade. Parades are fun.
Well, if you want also an arts event that feels like maybe the opposite of Bleak Week, from June 16th to 20th, there's Summer Asian Arts Fest, which is a festival of theater, comedy, music, and cabaret, and it's at Theater Off Jackson. The comedy part is kind of what felt like the opposite there.
Oh, yeah, that sounds too uplifting. Sorry, I don't think I can go.
Oh, and I'll say that the Seattle Art Museum, which is sponsoring this monthly guide, is having a cocktail party and a fundraiser celebrating the opening of their mini golf course. And that is on June 13th. It's called Tee Up for Sam.
I love mini golf.
See,
I love it. It's
me
so
too.
fun. I also, just to pair high culture and low culture, Seattle Art Museum's new exhibit, Beyond Mysticism, does look really, really interesting. So I'm hoping I can get there and check it out. I haven't been to the Seattle Art Museum yet.
Oh, yeah,
so
you gotta
get on that.
You gotta.
I know. I'm too busy watching sad movies. Need to make some time for inspiring art.
Yes.
We mentioned trying to do like multiple events in a day. I'm going to have to do that on June 27th because Urban Craft Uprising is doing a Gobble Up Northwest food show at Lake Union Park, which sounds amazing. I always go to the Urban Craft Uprising when it's like crafts, but food, hello.
But it's food.
Absolutely, yes. But then that same day, there's also the Paper World Stationery Expo.
Oh, wow. This is the most Ashley day I've ever heard
Did they
of.
plan this around you?
They might
Were they like,
have.
Ashley, when are you available in June for a real double header? Like,
Yeah, that's a big day for me, you guys.
that's amazing.
That's incredible.
I'm excited.
Well, speaking of double headers, that got me thinking about sports, which I feel like we would be remiss if we did not mention the World Cup. It's, of course, going to be in town. The first game is going to be June 15th, Belgium versus Egypt. We also have got the US versus Australia on Friday the 19th, which I suspect will get rowdy based on just American
The
and
vibes of those
Australian
two.
soccer fans.
How many? That's going to be like an Oasis concert in terms of beers consumed.
Yeah. And there are two more games the following week on the 24th and the 26th. Also, just in case you all aren't interested in actually seeing the soccer, it's probably still good to have those dates on your calendar just so you're aware that traffic around the stadium and general vibes downtown are going to be quite busy.
For sure.
And if you want to avoid that, you can watch the games at the local library because the Seattle Public Library is doing World Cup game screenings at some of the locations. We just got an email about that, which I think would be a fun way to watch a game at a live. Like when you go like, woo, are they like, shh?
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, are you get shushed? No.
I kind of think that would be fun if it was like, yay. But
I really want to go to that like barge thing. They're doing the Seattle soccer celebration, which is a floating barge.
What?
At Pier 62 to watch the World Cup games. So it's like, I don't know if you're trapped on the barge for a certain amount of time, but it's
actually a Bleak Week extension, Ashley. You can't get off the barge.
But it looks really cool. I want to go to one of those watch parties.
I had no idea that was happening, but that is definitely a unique way to experience the World Cup. All right, Ashley, we are going to say goodbye to you. Thank you for joining us today, Ashley, with your Rex.
Of course, anytime.
And next up, we're going to have Northwest Film Forum's Cole Wilder on his new June program. Jellyfish in wine country? Yep, it's a thing at Lucid Wild Estate in the iconic Dundee Hills. They've got a subterranean speakeasy with a jellyfish aquarium. Just a few hours south of Seattle, Dundee, Oregon's historic tasting rooms invite you to slow down and experience wine country a little more intentionally. Not a jellyfish person? You can head down the road to Newberg, Oregon and greet over 150 llamas roaming Rain Dance Vineyard. Whatever your vibe, the Willamette Valley delivers experiences that stick with you and stories that you'll want to tell again and again. Visit traveldundee.com/citycast to unlock exclusive lodging deals for your stay in the Willamette Valley. Again, that's traveldundee, DUNDEE.com/citycast. This month at the Northwest Film Forum, there is a new program called Reel to Reel, Desire and Reality in Queer Adult Cinema. And joining us today is Cole Wilder, who is the director of exhibition at the Northwest Film Forum, who also curated this new program. Welcome to the show, Cole.
Thank you for having me.
So I am obsessed with this description of the new program. It starts out saying, nothing is real, but everything matters. So true. This June, Northwest Film Forum is proud to present 4 films that explore the almost always blurry boundary between fantasy, desire, and reality when it comes to our deepest and sometimes darkest sexual fantasies. So, Cole, what inspired this series?
I sort of have 2 times a year where I sort of give myself permission to do sort of any series I want. And my background is in queer film programming.
Okay,
so
cool.
I usually do June. It's all queer films. And it's usually when I just show adult films because I think up until recently, within the last few years, thanks to the work of some historians, specifically like Elizabeth Purcell and some other folks, adult film has sort of re-entered the canon of queer cinema because it is truly really important, specifically in the 70s and 80s. There were a lot of really like radical filmmakers doing really cool things back then. And I think now we're getting a lot of restorations of these films, which is really amazing. And so I think it's sort of our duty, if we're sort of talking about sort of the holistic canon of queer film, to include these films alongside sort of the heavy hitters, But I'm a Cheerleader, Bound, all that stuff, which are great films. But I think there's a lot of really amazing things that don't get the attention just because of their subject matter. I think right now, sort of in our current political and cultural climate that is becoming, in my opinion, increasingly sex negative, I think it's really important that we show these types of films.
I was going to ask, Desire being the theme this year. I know you do a film series usually in June, right, for Pride. And I know there have been previous themes. This year's seems to be really desire. And I just wanted you to say a little bit more about why desire this year. Like you said, you feel like we're becoming a more sex negative culture, but why celebrate that?
I think I say that sort of in the mainstream. I think, obviously our administration is very conservative, to say the least. But at least within the queer community, I think we are in sort of a sex positive moment. I think, certainly after 2012 with the introduction of PrEP, which sort of obviously did not eradicate AIDS, but it made it a lot more safer for people to have more casual sex. And now with DoxyPEP becoming a thing that sort of decreases your chances of getting other STIs from unprotected sex, we're in sort of a renaissance of sexual liberation, I guess. That's sort of the context in which we're in. I think, to put it really plainly, I think a lot of people are really horny, and I think people don't feel like they can talk about that very openly, but I think we should be able to do that. And so I think just putting these films on the screen give people permission to not only sort of talk about these films in sort of the context of a movie theater, and which is sort of like a safer space to do that, if you want to put it that way, because it's like, oh, we're going to the theater to watch a film. It just happens to be 60% people having sex. But it's also so much more than that. I think a lot of these films really touch on really deep and important themes about what turns us on and what that actually means in a sort of more grand cultural context. And it's all dependent on sort of the era in which they're made as well. We have Take One, which is by Wakefield Poole, which is from 1977. So pre-AIDS, or at least pre-AIDS epidemic. And so you have this really sort of crazy collection of people's fantasies that they're discussing, but then also enacting. And then going to the 80s, you have Kamikaze Hearts, which is debatably a documentary. It's maybe staged, but that's up to you to decide. But that's about sort of two lesbian porn stars in San Francisco in the 80s who are in a relationship, but also both in the industry. So they're sort of navigating that, love and desire for each other, but then also how that interacts with their work. And then you have Ask Anybody, which is Liz Purcell's 2019 collage film, which uses, I think it's 126 different adult films to sort of reconstruct a day in the life of a gay man in 1970s. And so that's taking sort of the imagery and the tropes and the themes of old adult films and sort of saying, this is what a day in the life of our culture looked like in this age as told through our media that we were creating. And then finally, the last film is Bottom, which is by Todd Verow, which it's about a man who meets and has encounters with many, 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 many other men and is keeping tally of how many he meets. And it's one of the craziest movies. I've seen it 5 times, and every time my jaw is just on the floor because of how unabashedly radical this guy's sexual practice is. And I don't know, it's kind of been on my bucket list of movies to put on the screen just because I think it would be fun to see in a room full of people.
Cole, I do think that this hits on something that is in the zeitgeist right now also, in that I think our culture is horny, for lack of better term. I'm thinking about the proliferation of OnlyFans and a lot of people who are doing online sex work, and tons of people are paying for it. And yet it does feel like it's still subversive to have programming where you're going to be showing these films in public, where you could watch these films in public with people. And that disconnect, I think, is so interesting in this moment.
Yeah. I think a lot more people than we think really do want to come out and watch these kinds of films, because I think not all of us, but a large majority of people are sexual beings. And I think There is something for everyone out there. So it's just like, there is an audience for all of this. And that's sort of what I've proved to myself over the years programming at Northwest Film Forum is like, every time I've shown an adult film, more people have shown up every time. Last year, I think, I keep track of sort of our like highest attended films every year. I think the 11th was like an adult film called Daddy Dearest, which like sold out our big house one night.
For folks who have never seen such a film with an audience, what is the experience like?
It's like going to almost any other movie. Like, I do like an introduction where I like contextualize the film and everything, but I also make sure to say like, if this film particularly excites you, please wait to act on that afterwards. We have had some people that we have had to give warnings to, but that is a very rare occurrence. And every time I've watched it with an audience, either at the Forum or other theaters that I've been to that have shown adult film, it's authentically just like going to any other movie.
I mean, also most movies at some point include sex because it is a part of life. And I feel like that is often depicted in film. But yes, I think what you were saying with, like 60% of this film being that is maybe a little bit of a change for some folks.
Yeah. And, it's like, I'm trying to think of sort of like modern mainstream shifts in sort of sexual representation. I think we have like, you can point to Saltburn, but I think, again, it's this indication that like people do go to these films because there's sort of this like exciting sexual element to them that they aren't really seeing in a lot of other things. And
or even outside of film, I'm thinking Heated Rivalry. Actually, my first time watching Heated Rivalry, at least the first 3 episodes, which are very sex heavy, was in a public place at Life on Mars on the Hill, if anyone knows it. And I mean, I think people gravitate towards it in a way just because it is so unabashedly forward about the role that sex plays in this relationship forming. And I think there are definitely audiences that are ready for that. Yeah,
I completely agree.
And I think also from a cinephilic perspective, what excites me about queer films and these films in particular is that like, I think they have like a really porous identity in terms of like, they're not quite fiction films. They're not quite documentaries. And like, that's hard to do in a more mainstream context. So you as an audience member have to spend some time going like, is what I'm seeing happening for real or is it representational? And I think that is like endlessly fascinating from a film perspective.
And that's sort of the crux of this series is that like desire is always so wrapped up in these sort of ideas that we have of other people that we're attracted to that are partially based in reality, but also based on these like imagined ideals that we have about them, which is just like a very real experience for all of us. But I think the way that can play out in these films particularly is even more interesting because you have people sort of directly reconciling their imagined desire with how it plays out on film or in real life. And as an audience member, you're navigating that difference as well.
Well, for our audience members, Cole, if people want to find out more about this program and go check out one of the films, where should they go?
You can go to our website, which is just nwfilmforum.org, and you can go up to the search bar and search Reel, REEL, to Reel, REAL, and the series should come up on there.
Great. Northwest Film Forum's Cole Wilder, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And Liam Billingham, thank you as always for being here.
See you at the movies.
That's all for today here at CityCast Seattle. See you at the movies. Get out there, start making your June plans. I'm your host, Jane C. Hu. Until next time, see ya, Seattle. If you're enjoying the podcast, be sure to follow us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen so you never miss an episode. Also, leave us a little review. It's really helpful. And tell your friends about us. You can also get more local news and events delivered right to your inbox by subscribing to our newsletter. Just go to seattle.citycast.fm. And you can find us on Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok at CityCast Seattle. And you can watch full episodes of this show on YouTube.